purchase. LTS carries the hottest brands in the industry like Under Armour, Russell, Mizuno, Asics, Badger Sports, Gildan, Pacific, Ogio, and many more. At LTS, screen printing embroidery is done in-house and we guarantee customer satisfaction. Stop by, give us a call, or check us out on the web at shoplts.com. Remember the name, LTS.
Looking to put your money to work? Florida Credit Union has a CD special, 25 months for 1.41% APY with a $10,000 minimum. Federally insured by the NCUA, a government agency. These rates effective through September 15th. Subject to change at any time. Visit one of Florida Credit Union's convenient locations today or their website, flcu.org, or call 352-237-8222. Don't miss this 25-month CD special. Again, the APY is 1.41%. Act now.
When you go into Automax, Marion County's #1 pre-owned dealer for over 15 years, you won't take the new car depreciation because Automax saves you thousands on late model vehicles. Browse the inventory online at automaxocala.com. Then come down to see the great vehicles and upfront pricing in person. Compare up to 60 models inside the climate control showroom. So take your time. No high pressure, no gimmicks, no games. On the corner of 17th and Easy Street. Automax. Quality cars, outlet prices. Next Generation MD is the future of healthcare now. Listen in the first and third Thursday at 10 a.m. to learn how the future in PRP treatments are here in our area. Find out the many ways that Dr. Juan Jordan, MD, Charles Brooks, NP, and case manager Mark Shaw have brought the family medicine practice to a new level. Hear from the very people that benefit from the fine work they have done in this field. Next Generation MD every first and third Thursday at 10 a.m. here on WOCA 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
Looking to put your money to work? Florida Credit Union has a CD special, 25 months for 1.41% APY with a $10,000 minimum. Federally insured by the NCUA, a government agency. These rates effective through September 15th. Subject to change at any time. Visit one of Florida Credit Union's convenient locations today or their website, flcu.org, or call 352-237-8222. Don't miss this 25-month CD special. Again, the APY is 1.41%. Act now.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA. Ocala!
All right, 11 minutes before 10 o'clock here at WOCA. I've been here. How long doing this job, Robin? About 15 years? 14, 15 years, right?
Yeah, I would say 15.
I have some aspirin in my desk drawer that's been there the whole time. That has been there the whole time. Yeah. Now, the bottle started to get empty about 3 or 4 months ago because I started getting a pain in my leg. And anyway, long story short, there was an issue and the doctors had taken care of it. And thank God for doctors because it's getting better. But when I started getting the pain, those aspirins finally started getting used. I don't know if they were expired or what, but and the doctor actually gave me this better pain reliever. I couldn't tell you what it was called. But I know as soon as I took it, the pain went away, which was good. And then I didn't take it because there was no pain. And I thought, well, that's a good thing. I don't want to be addicted to anything. Dr. Charles Vega is on the phone. Dr. Vega is the director of the UC Irvine program in medical education for the Latino community, Family School of Medicine. He's speaking to us about the new U.S. Pain Foundation survey, the results on the use of over-the-counter pain medications. I guess that aspirin in my desk qualifies for that. September is Pain Awareness Month, and gosh, I don't know what it's like to really have pain because mine was so probably small compared to what other people experience. Dr. Vega, good morning, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Where are you? Where are you calling from?
So right now I'm in New York City, and I listened to your story, and it's not that atypical that a lot of adults will kind of hold on to their medications for a long time, well past the expiration date. But I'm not too surprised that you found a more effective pain medication compared with your 15-year-old aspirin.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of things that probably could outperform expired aspirin.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, some people pop them like candy, and I've never been one of those guys, so I guess that's why I hung on to it so long. Yeah.
Well, I think that's prudent on your part, though, that, of course we don't want to encourage the over-liberal use of any medication, including over-the-counter pain relievers. So using it judiciously and wisely is, I think, why we're talking today.
But can I ask you to comment on something? This is comments from, I guess, the average layperson. I could say this, that when I say I took aspirin for the pain in my leg, they'll say, oh, you know what'll work better? Tylenol. Or you know what'll work better? The ibuprofen products. And I always say, gosh, well, I don't even have a clue. What is the answer to that? Does it matter? Or is it different with each person?
Well, I think that in terms of being effective, we know that most patients who use over-the-counter pain relievers do get relief from pain. So these medications are effective for mild to moderate pain. I think that what can differentiate them is safety, particularly your personal safety profile, because it is very different from person to person. And that's what this survey by the U.S. Pain Foundation in partnership with McNeil Consumer Healthcare demonstrated, is that while many patients believed that they felt confident in their choice for an over-the-counter pain reliever, many of them weren't taking into account their personal risk factors for potential drug interactions or side effects.
Oh, okay. Do those interactions with other drugs apply also to other supplements, like, I don't know, like something you get from the health food store?
So I'm a family doctor, and so I'm really in charge of treating the whole patient, and so absolutely, I take a very holistic approach to a patient's medication profile. So that does include everything that they're using over the counter and all the medicines that are prescribed as well. So it's always a great idea to bring all of those products into your healthcare providers so they could do a thorough reconciliation. A lot of times they might find there could be an interaction that you didn't know about.
And some people like to share their medications. They feel they're going to do their friend a favor or family member by sharing what they have so the other person doesn't have to spend their money.
I absolutely see that all the time. I know exactly what you're talking about, and it is a potential. While I certainly appreciate the effort to reach out and help someone, a loved one or a friend, that's a great thing. It's not a responsible thing, though, because certainly I don't think that the friend or loved one is taking into account that individual's risk factors. What works for you does not necessarily work well for your family member or neighbor.
Yeah, you just never know. What are your thoughts on the non-ingestible pain remedies like I don't know, acupuncture, acupressure, chiropractic? What are your thoughts on some of those things?
Well, I think that they do have a role, and it is part, again, it kind of comes down to your health profile, the types of pain you have, your potential interactions. So, there are individuals who particularly have a lot of other medical illnesses who are taking a lot of different medications, where non-pharmacologic treatment of pain can be pretty effective. I believe in that, particularly for those who might have more of a safety concern around the medications they either choose over the counter or that I prescribe them.
And how about age? Is that a huge factor? Does that play an important role?
You have to bring up age. You have to bring
I know. I'm there. I can't help it.
Well, age always wins. We're all kind of heading to, kind of on that same trip towards older age. And so I'm just here to make that trip as comfortable as possible and as enjoyable for everybody. But age is a factor, but I don't think it's the only factor, because I certainly see 40-year-olds who have a lot of medical conditions, and I see 80-year-olds who are really spry, physically active, and take no medications on a long-term basis. And so age isn't the only factor, but it's certainly part of that calculus in choosing the right over-the-counter pain reliever.
So when we talk about over-the-counter, do you get what you pay for? Like, you go to the store and you'll see one brand and it says compare this to the other brand, and it'll be like a store brand or something that's cheaper. Is there a difference as far as what we actually are getting?
I believe that these over-the-counter pain relievers are generally very effective across the board for mild to moderate pain. And so, of course, efficacy and safety are important, but I recognize cost, because these are out-of-pocket expenses, is really important too. And so that's part of the decision process as well. I recognize that for many, many individuals.
When we diagnose ourselves, obviously that's not always smart, but we all do it. Do we draw the line somewhere? Like if I get a really bad headache, and knock on wood, I haven't had one in years, which is a good thing. I had them for a while though in my life, but not anymore. But if I did, let's say for a week or so, and I'm taking aspirin or something every day, do I draw the line at a week? Do I draw it at 2 weeks? How do I know when I should go see a doctor?
Well, I think that overall we discount the wisdom of the individual patient as healthcare professionals. So many times I feel like my patients actually do know their diagnosis. I just have to guide them there. Okay. And when I do that, they're much more bought in. So they're more empowered in taking care of themselves and taking care of their medical conditions. So I think that's important. And your example with headache is a good one. Of course, there is a line when individuals know that there's something wrong. Like, this is not my typical headache. This is being more persistent or more severe or associated with a new symptom, and that's absolutely the time you want to call your healthcare professional.
Since you give medical care for the underserved populations, do you feel that because those populations are underserved that they have more illness?
Oh, yes. We know for a fact that poverty is associated with higher rates of both acute illness and chronic illness. So it's what I see in my practice every day. But I really enjoy the fact of educating and empowering patients, because that's really where it starts. And then, I really feel like my treatment is quite secondary to them getting involved in their own health and quitting smoking, limiting alcohol, all those health factors that make them healthier over time. So that's my model for healthcare, and it's served me fairly well for 20 years now.
You're wonderful.
The one area of pain that I want to ask real quickly about, it's in Florida we swim all the time, and quite often the kids have ear aches that are based that are a result of the water getting in the ear.
Yeah,
and aspirin doesn't do anything for that. Typically there's some kind of an eardrop that we get. Is there anything over the counter that works?
No, and I would really So I would really avoid using over-the-counter ear products. They can often do more harm than good, and I find a lot of my patients are obsessed with wax when actually wax is a fairly healthy thing. But yeah, go in, get your treatment for your antibiotics. Usually has a steroid in it for your typical swimmer's ear. But over-the-counter pain relievers can be effective for that too. So it's worth a try when you've chosen the one that's the right choice based on your personal profile to use that. It often will dull the pain a little bit, because I know that can be a fairly painful condition. It's
a very practical topic. Thank you for bringing it to our show. I know you're doing this with a lot of stations, and we've got less than a minute. Can you just direct us to our website?
Sure. It's getreliefresponsibly.com. That's a great place to go before you venture out to where you buy your over-the-counter pain relievers. Know your health conditions. Know your medications. Read the label when you go to pick up your medications. A lot of times right there, there's contraindications and warnings to tell you which is the right choice for you. And then getreliefresponsibly.com is a great resource as well.
Getreliefresponsibly.com. I actually went to the site. I can see it. Getreliefresponsibly.com. I'll get it. It'll be on the video when we put this as a podcast. Thank you, Dr. Charles Vega. We'll be right back.
This is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Donald Trump addressing a veterans group in Cincinnati right now, the morning after voters got a glimpse of what a President Trump would do on immigration.
We will begin working on an impenetrable, physical, tall, powerful, beautiful southern border wall. There will be no amnesty.
In Phoenix last night, hours after a Mexico City face-to-face with President Enrique Peña Nieto.
Hillary Clinton responding to the speech and the visit to Mexico with this tweet: Trump just failed his first foreign test. Diplomacy isn't as easy as it looks.
That's Fox's Martha McCallum. John Hinckley, who shot President Reagan in 1981, will begin living full-time in Virginia on September 10th. And Tropical Storm Hermine taking aim at Florida's Gulf Coast. On the East Coast, a tropical storm warning issued. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Napa know-how.
You don't need an air-conditioned steering wheel or high-performance supercharger to use Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil. Now just $5.79 a quart at Napa. Mobil 1 offers premium protection for all cars, premium or not so premium. So give your ride Mobil 1 synthetic, just $5.79 a quart, even if it doesn't have the latest technological stuff. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
General States pricing. Sales prices do not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Offer expires 9/30/16.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
We finally agreed on a paint color, so I know what I'm doing this weekend.
Ace is the place when you're the labor on Labor Day.
Don't miss Ace's big Labor Day weekend paint sale. Now through Monday, buy a gallon of our best Valspar Optimus, get one 50% off. Buy our best value, Clark & Kensington, get one 50% off. Only at Ace. Offer valid at participating stores on Valspar Optimus and Aspire, Clark & Kensington, and Royal Brand Paint. Sale gallons must be of equal or lesser value. Limit 2 per household while supplies last. See store for details.
Today in Florida Ag News from a Southeast AgNet, Congress returns from its August